Welcome to A Race Down Memory Lane, your go-to source for unbiased NASCAR news. We're your hosts,
Lydia,
Cassandra, and Vanessa Johnson.
So, this is a special edition because NASCAR announced yesterday for us, January 23rd, some pretty major, major changes to the sport. So, we're going to go through that. I know it's already come out in NASCAR and you've probably heard of it if you're a NASCAR fan, but we thought we'd go through it and help you figure out, just give you a little bit more clarity on it, hopefully. And stay up with the times.
Yeah.
So, they're calling these, that's lovely. Pardon me, technical difficulties. They're calling these competition enhancements. Now, whether you like them or not, they're not enhancements. They're overhaul.
Complete restructuring and,
It's insane. Anyway, so they're announced January 23rd, and we're going to go through and give you a little bit more detail. The biggest change is in race format. The race has been divided into 3 different segments, and we'll tell you how those work.
Yeah. The first 2 stages are exactly the same for everything. Both of them add up to half of the race. They're each 25%, and at the end of each stage, they call a caution. It's just like a competition caution, only there's no mandatory pit. Well, it's not so far as we know. I don't
No
think so.
mandatory
Okay,
pit
good.
stop. At least not on most tracks. They might change that. Just
Right.
hold on to your hats.
And the top 10 of the stage itself is awarded regular season points. And the winner of that stage receives 1 bonus or playoff point.
Okay, and that's for each stage.
Yeah.
Stages 1 and 2.
Right. So the stage 3 is the final segment of the race. It is what you would traditionally think of as the race. It makes up about 50% of the race length, and like I said, it determines the race winner. It's also not going to end under caution. Everyone as opposed to stages 1 and 2 where only the top 10 received regular season points, everyone in the field is going to be awarded regular season points. And the winner receives 5 bonus playoff points and a playoff berth.
Correct. So at the start of each round of the chase, they changed a few things with the restructuring. For the chase structures are remaining exactly the same. Still the 4 rounds, eliminating 4 drivers at each round. But at the start of each round of the chase, standings will be reseeded, same as usual. But that will do away with regular season points that were earned prior to Chicago. But bonus points will carry through the round of 8 and continue to accumulate throughout the chase. So it will bring those wins past the first round. Most points are no longer being awarded for leading a lap or leading the most laps of a race. So that's another little change there. Those were bonus points last season. So how are points going to be awarded specifically? Let's give you a closer look at that. Vanessa.
Huh? Oh.
You want to tell us?
When someone is in the first position, when the caution flag is waved for the end of the stage, he is officially, he or she, I don't think Danica Patrick will
Just go.
He will be awarded 1 bonus point for winning that stage, and he will be awarded 10 regular season points, and all the top 10 will be awarded regular season points from the first position, 10 points, on down through the 10th position, 1 point.
Right.
Right. The final stage, the winner of the final stage receives 5 playoff points. Every position in the race will receive regular season points. The first position receives 40, second position receives 35, and it goes down in 1 point increments down to position 35, who gets 2 points, and from position 36
through 40, they get only 1 regular season point.
The regular season point standings are also going to be brought in to bear on the chase in the form of bonus points. Those chase points will be awarded to the drivers in the top 10 positions of the regular season point standings before the chase starts at Chicago. So those bonus points are given as follows. The person in the first position of the regular season regular season point standings will be awarded 15 bonus chase points. Position 2 will receive 10, position 3, 8, and down in 1 point increments until position 10 receives 1. And that's the point standings.
And I hate it, but it's reality. They are eliminating the NASCAR feel to everything they can to appeal to other sports. And they are now calling the chase playoffs. You are not playing each other and one getting eliminated,
Okay.
you advance.
Yes.
It is not playoffs.
So we got it. Move on.
Alright.
She's bitter.
Yeah. So also the
Very.
green, white, checkered finishes are renamed overtime.
Officially, we're not
Yeah.
exactly sure
Yeah.
when that happened, but it's for sure now.
It's been called overtime for a while. It's official.
It's foggy now. Anyway.
Official now.
Also the race is official at the conclusion of stage 2. Remember last season they could call it for weather or inclement darkness. Whatever they
Or
term
alien
it.
invasions.
Yeah, at halfway through the race.
Zombies.
So now they can do that
An airstrike.
about halfway through the race whenever stage 2 ends. Okay?
Alright.
Vanessa, any thoughts?
Don't get her started, please don't.
Well,
Quickly.
They are, as I said, completely eliminating. They're completely overhauling NASCAR. I had a thought that Richard Petty is gonna look back at when he raced and look right now and notice that it is absolutely completely different. And well, the good thing is, hopefully people are more interested in it now, because I've heard people at church saying that people are just driving around in circles, which I don't think that personally, but hopefully they'll get more people interested.
So I don't like how they're kind of taking away the traditional feel, but I do think it's going to add some interesting little guys might be able to play the strategy
Like
game
him.
and get some of those stage wins, and it could really change up
Probably get into
the
the chase.
Be a factor
Playoff.
in the chase.
playoff.
Our chase
Just
brackets.
a little public service announcement. We're not going to try to go with what they want to say. It's going to be the chase. It's going to be the playoff. Well, I'm sure we'll use it interchangeably. So just so you know what we're talking about.
I'm gonna use chase. I'm not gonna utter the word playoff.
Okay, anything
Way to
else?
go.
Cass? You have something else?
No, not really.
Okay. I agree that the tradition of it is changing. I'm not that excited about that. I think when they've tried this in the All-Star race, they've tried it for at least 2 or 3 years now, and I have not been a big fan. I think they've made some good changes from what the confusion was on those. I'm not particularly excited about the first 2 segments being able to finish under caution.
Right.
I remember whole races ending under caution, which wasn't my favorite thing, but
I thought they
Well-
were trying to put in a little bit of excitement.
right.
Okay.
We'll see.
Whatever.
So I think what they're trying to do is avoid confusion with the timing of a previous caution
Right.
and the end of the round or the
Right.
segment, stage, whatever. So, yeah, that's one thing I don't like. I do think it will make it a little more competitive. Whereas before, you win the first, second race of the season, you can sit because it's not really going to have that much bearing on the chase. But now these guys are going to be racing for those bonus points and trying to get as many as they can going into the chase because they will
And
carry
going for the
through
regular
past
season
the first round.
points win.
Yeah, and if they get in the top 10 in the regular season points, then they still get even more bonus points. So what they're going to be actually racing for is those bonus points because that'll help them in the chase considerably.
Right.
So,
If it's good for Trevor Bain, I'm all for it.
anyway, so that's a little bit. We hope we kind of helped to clarify. We tried to say it a little differently than how NASCAR put it, like in
'Cause
their
I had
their
no
format.
idea.
It was confusing the
whatsoever
way they put
without.
it for me, but I think the whole thing's confusing. Anyway,
It helped me.
We'll probably
to
get
talk
it
through
after a couple races.
yeah.
It should be. It's a change, but we can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Not that we don't try.
We can protest.
Tons of fans have yelled at NASCAR, but they're not changing it unless Jimmy Johnson wins.
I hope it goes well. I hope we don't see a ton of confusion the first couple races of the season. There may be some confusion as they sort things out. They may have to make some adjustments. But I think overall they did a pretty good job of planning things out and making allowances for weird things that can happen. So anyway, yeah, if you have questions, feel free to comment and we can answer in the comments below. If that's something you're still confused about or something you want to tell us. But anyway, I think we're done.
Which will mean we'll have to monitor our comments. You told me. You didn't tell me when, like, 3 people commented on one.
Huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to wrap it up. We have been... NASCAR is shaken up a little bit, so hopefully we helped to clarify it
A little
and
bit,
not
like,
confuse you
A
more.
lot.
Yeah.
So, I was being
Well,
sarcastic.
speaking of, while I had an extra cool doodle during school.
Oh dear.
Just for the fun of it, I'm being a little over dramatic. But
Yeah.
I had a person mourning at the grave of NASCAR 1948 to
1940.
1948
I know.
to 2017, and she's thinking that there's a big steep cliff, and the little stick figure is with a NASCAR shirt on is jumping off the cliff with a smile on his face.
Are we finished yet?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Anyway, so this has been a special edition of Race Down Memory Lane. We hope we helped and not made it more confusing.
Mm-hmm. We'll be back if anything else breaks.
Yeah, if they do
Hopefully
something
not
weird.
somebody's leg.
Hopefully we won't see you
Hopefully
until
Denny
Daytona.
Hamlin's. Hopefully Denny Hamlin's so Carl Edwards can
Oh,
come
you're
and stuff.
awful. Okay. We
I
will.
didn't mean that. And speaking of, I should have
You're
said
rambling a lot.
Brad Keselowski's car instead of his face on the personality video.
Yes, you should have.
Just saying.
Okay. Anyway, this has been Race Down Memory Lane, your go-to source for unbiased NASCAR news. We will see you at Daytona.